Today we're talking with Daris Cosby over here, my dear brother, and he has a story to tell you like no other. It's a show you would not want to miss. You're watching The Michael Finkley Show. Thank you so much for joining us on today in this special interview. Now, I definitely take heart to this because this young man sitting beside me is not just a friend, but he is a brother. We've been knowing each other for so many years, and he has a awesome story to tell you, but in his words. So, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and out there in the world, please welcome Daris Cosby.
Thank you, my brother. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform.
Yes,
to
sir.
Tell my story.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. When I first started the Michael Finkley Show, I said that I want you to be one of my guests, and I'm so glad it came to fruition. So thank you for agreeing. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I feel honored.
Yes, sir.
I feel
yes,
honored.
sir. I'm the honored one.
Oh, stop.
This is us. We go back and forth. You know.
Yeah,
so
this is what we do.
So Daris, tell us, who is Daris Cosby?
Who is Daris Cosby? Well, for sure, number one, Daris Cosby is a God-fearing man, a man of great faith that was passed on from my mother. She just always knew it was going to work out.
Yeah.
I'm an overcomer. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I'm a husband. A basketball player. All the above.
Gotcha.
All the above.
Gotcha. I love it. And I definitely remember, we met back in New Hampshire. And as you know from previous shows, I lived there 5 years. And we met at church. And I'm telling you, this dude had like the craziest praise. Like, it was ridiculous. You know, and I said to myself, I want to get to know who this person is. I want to get to know, and I also said to myself, I want this to be my brother. I don't know how this is going to happen, but this dude is going to be my brother.
Click from day one.
Day one.
Harvest
Day
weekend.
one.
I'll never
Hallelujah.
forget it. Harvest weekend.
Yes.
That was something special.
Yeah, definitely.
That was something special.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So talk about your background, you know, growing up, where you're from, you know, mother, father, siblings.
Okay. Well, I'm from a small place called Utica, New York. A lot of people haven't heard of it because it's so small. So usually it's about 2 hours from Buffalo. That's usually where everybody knows. About 45 minutes from Syracuse, New York. Yep. Which is like the highlight. Utica is just a small country town, as most people
I've been there.
Know it as. I'm the youngest in my family. My mother, Darlene, is just everything. Everything. I haven't seen much of my father over the years, but she raised all of us. She raised all of us, and she's just, I mean, a warrior. Yeah. A warrior. I mean, she always provided for us. You know, we never went without. Yeah. Whether she had to work 2 or 3 jobs. Barely used to see her because she used to work so much, but she always provided. You know, we had food on the table, clothes on our back, had everything that we wanted and needed. Yeah. And then some. So I mean, she's everything. She's everything. Me personally, everybody who really knows me knows I love the game of basketball.
What's that team you rep so proudly?
New York Knicks. Die hard, blue and orange. I don't care. We can go 0-82. I'll still rep them. Everybody knows
that's a fan right there, I tell you.
Yes, sir. So that's my dream team. I'm definitely on the way to turning things around with them.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I love the game of basketball. Everybody knows that. Knows I'm crazy about the game. Excuse me. I couldn't imagine my life without it.
Yeah.
I really believe that, God gave me that gift, and through my life struggles, through my life struggles and just through my journey, he always gets the glory, and I always try to give him that glory too, because as we all know, within a blink of an eye, things can be taken away.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's the season I'm in right now, but there's always a pause before greatness.
Of course. That's how he
Quote
works.
unquote from Bishop T.D. Jakes.
My God.
The world's bishop.
But that's how God works. That's how he works. And we don't understand the planning, but we know that at the end of the day, it's for our good.
You gotta have that faith.
Yeah.
Gotta have that faith.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
Yeah. The Bible tells us that without faith it's impossible to please him, so you have to have it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, sir.
So how has basketball assist you with education? Where did that lead you? Did you play in high school, college? Where did it take you?
Yep, I played, I started playing basketball, organized basketball, about third grade. And just kept playing it, fell in love with the game. Wanted to play it at every chance I got. So played in middle school, played in high school, because I was somewhat good. Opened up some opportunities for me.
He's just being modest, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay, this beast right here.
Stop! I appreciate it. So it did open up an opportunity for me to play college. I did play Division III, and had a phenomenal career at Daniel Webster College. Rest in peace. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore because they merged with SNU, I think it was.
Yep, sure did.
So I enjoyed it. I had a great 4-year career, and that opened up some opportunities for me to further go to, to play overseas. But unfortunately, right before the accident, or after the accident, it happened, and got the contract. But I was more happier than sad, because I looked at it from a perspective of I had set a goal for myself before I even started college.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, I want to work as hard as I can, because my ultimate goal is to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
But it looks like I'm going to be going through overseas and then to the NBA. So I was like, okay, I'll use this opportunity to work extremely hard. Of course, have that faith. And for those 5 years, because I went to a NAIA Division I in North Carolina, and that didn't work out. So then during that time, I got another recruitment call from Chris Dorsey. Shout out to Chris Dorsey for giving me that call. So then I made the decision to go back up north to New Hampshire and to Daniel Webster. Daniel Webster had a 4-year career there. Worked out well. It was a perfect fit. I prayed about it, so I knew that's where God was leading me to.
That's it.
So I did my thing there. Got some letters for a combine camp. Went there, did what I had to do, and that opened up an opportunity for me to play overseas like I had set the goal for it. So when I got the news from my wife when he had spoke to my agent, I was more happier than sad.
Yeah.
Even though obviously I was bummed down that I wasn't able to forego with that opportunity. But I looked back and I was like, you know what? All my hard work paid off.
Yeah, definitely.
All my hard work paid off, and I achieved it. I achieved the goal that I set before myself. Like I said, I told myself that it was going to be through overseas, and it happened. Yeah. It happened. So I was very excited, but obviously, unfortunate situation happened. But it's just a pause.
Of course.
It's just a pause.
It's not a period.
Come on now.
That's it.
Come on.
Yes, sir. So during this time of you're in college and you are playing basketball, you had that support system and a spouse.
I do.
Talk about your wife. And I love this story, y'all. I really do.
Well, yeah. I mean, Man, my wife, she's phenomenal. Even before I get to our background, even through this, everything that's happened, a lot of people forget that, she was alongside with me.
Yeah.
And she suffered some severe injuries too, and even through all that, she had to recover from. She's been right by my side every step of the way from day one.
Yeah.
Day one, man. And I mean, it's been countless times because the level of my injury requires a lot of need. I mean, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, if I need something, she's here. She keeps me well groomed. I mean, her support has just been speechless.
Yeah.
She's been beyond what the meaning of a wife is. Yeah. She's my virtuous woman. I call her my virtuous woman, and she's just a blessing, man. She's just a blessing. Yeah. Near and dear to my heart. And so I'll get to our story. So it's college. Out of nowhere, well, which is the amazing thing about our story is it all started with a thought. All started with a
just
thought.
Thinking, y'all, thinking.
One thought. So she let me know that she was one day she was going through a photo album and she saw a picture of my older brother and sister at their graduation. And a thought just dawned on her and she was thinking of me. She was like, oh, I wonder how their little brother is. So she looked me up on Facebook. Thank God for Facebook.
Okay.
Because it had turned into almost 10 years of marriage. 9 years of marriage, excuse me. So she messaged me on Facebook and it's like, hey, I remember you, because we grew up in the same church. We always knew of each other, but didn't know each other. We actually stayed right next door to each other.
Wow.
They're not turning. I had no idea. She actually told me that. So we always knew of each other, just didn't know each other personally. So we started talking, exchanged numbers, and it just grew.
Wow.
Just grew from there.
And
I knew that when I looked at her picture, when she had first messaged me, voice of God was like, there she is. There's your wife, and here we are.
There. Just knew.
Just knew.
Wow.
And here we are.
Wow.
July will make it 9 years being married.
And you all got married very young.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We got married young. I looked at it as, man, as we grew and started to get to know each other, I'd be a fool to let her go. I would be a fool. So I snatched her up. I didn't care. I was 20 years old, in college, fresh in college. Who gets married fresh in college?
No one but you all.
Exactly. Exactly. But it was a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not letting her slip through my fingers. And here we are.
There you go.
Here we are.
Oh, wow. I love stories like that. I never get tired of hearing this story. But more to come with Daris Cosby. We'll be right back.
Next, Daris Cosby tells more about his life and the accident that changed his life. We'll be right back. On the next Michael Finkley, many are coping through this pandemic through prayer, their religion, and also their spirituality. How are you coping? We talk with Elder Nicholas Spearman on his thoughts and how his congregation is coping as well. Join us on the next Michael Finkley.
Hello and welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We're still chatting with Daris Cosby and just hearing his story and from where he started from to where he is now. And so now, Daris, take us back to that night of the accident.
Okay.
You know, what happened prior to? Where were you coming from? What was happening?
Okay. Well, June 2nd, 2014, a day that obviously we would never forget, and that I will never forget. We were back in our hometown. We were just coming from Florida with my wife and her in-laws. Went down there to see her mom, hang out. So we're coming from Florida. We're back in Utica, and we're just going around visiting, saying our last goodbyes to, my mother and her family. A few hours before everything happened, we were getting ready to get on the road, and usually I do all the driving. Anytime we go out of town or any long distance, but for this particular reason, I didn't feel like driving on the way back home, which was odd. So I remember I was getting in the passenger side, and just out of nowhere, something told me that something's about to happen, but it's going to be all right. And knowing about God as much as I do now, then I knew it was the voice of God let me know that something was going to happen. Didn't know what, but to an extent, but that was the voice of God. And he said, something is going to happen, but it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
And fast forward a couple hours later, accident happens, and here we are.
So were you on the road by yourself, or what actually happened for it to, for your car to be in that state?
Honestly, we're not sure. We're actually heading back to New Hampshire, and everything happened right outside of Albany, New York, which is about an hour and a half from my hometown. I can remember I was laying back in the passenger side. Didn't have my seatbelt on because for some reason I never wore my seatbelt on the passenger side. So people, wear your seatbelts. Okay, take it from me. Wear your seatbelts. Don't be too naive for me. I just never did, but it is what it is. So I was laying back, and I remember waking up, just making sure my wife was all right. And she said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And it seemed like it was just a blink of an eye, and boom, it happened. It just happened. And when we finally came to, I just remember I wasn't able to move. I was very short of breath, and just started calling on the name of Jesus, just waiting for the responders to come, and remember hearing them come and seeing the lights flashing, and then woke up in the hospital. Yeah, so the voice of God was right. Something was going to happen, but he said it was going to be all right. And even though it's been a long road, it's been a tough road. I've had many days of tears, and then wondering why and how.
Yeah.
But it's been all right.
Yeah.
He's been providing. We got a roof over our head, clothes on our back, and we're still here.
That's it. That's the most important
We're
thing.
still here.
Yes, sir.
We're still here.
Yes, sir.
So,
and we're learning.
absolutely.
We're learning each and every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
What type of procedures have you had within that time frame? It's been 6 years. So what type of procedures have you had?
Well, I had to have neck surgery and back surgery. So I severely injured my spinal cord at the level of C6, which is pretty much diagnosed as one of the worst that you can have, because I was one level away from being in a vegetative state. So I had to have neck surgery where they put screws in to keep everything together, and also have a metal rod in my back. Okay. So I had to have back surgery, knee surgery, and I just had some other medical procedures just to help with everyday life with, using the bathroom and things like that. So, but those are the two major ones I had to have to keep functioning.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And your wife?
My wife, this is tough to talk about because she's the love of my life, and the one thing that I truly wish that hadn't happened was I wish she walked away from the accident without a scratch on her body. That was a tough pill to swallow. Because you never want to see your loved ones hurt in any way. And I can handle my stuff and what I have to go through, but it's tough. It was tough to see. Excuse me. It was really tough to see, her road to recovery. She really messed up her right leg. Pretty much tore her ACL, MCL, PCL, fibula, tibula, everything. She had almost lost her left eye because of the accident. So she had got a mild TBI and a concussion. But she's still here. And still beautiful as ever. There's beauty in her scars.
I love it.
Beauty in her scars, and I remember the first time we saw each other in the hospital. As soon as I woke up, I'm like, "Where's my wife? Where's my wife?" When she woke up, "Where's my husband? Where's my husband?" So it just goes to show you that we were just immediately thinking of each other as soon as we woke up in the hospital. And I remember seeing her, after getting surgeries and everything like that, and just gave her a smile. Still beautiful as ever.
That's love. That is love. We'll be right back.
Mondays on YouTube are never going to be the same. We are here to inform, educate, and inspire. The Michael Finkley Show, Mondays on YouTube.
Hello and welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We're still chatting with my dear brother, my dear friend, my dear pal, Daris Cosby. And again, sharing his story of a life-changing event that has happened to him and his wife. But through it all, you're still smiling.
Got to.
You're still smiling. You're still encouraging others.
Have to. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's all for His glory, man.
Yeah.
It's all for His glory.
Yeah. I love it. And during the commercial break, you were telling us some more of your story. The events that led up to. So tell us more about that.
All right. Well, will do. Well, I see. Back in 2010, when I was at my first college in North Carolina, I was going to this church, and one service, I went up for altar call, and the bishop, he said, "The story of Job is all over your life. The story of Job is all over your life." And at that time, I didn't really have any knowledge of the story of Job, nor did I even look it up, because I just felt like, for some reason, it just wasn't meant for me too. But if any of you know the story of the Job, he pretty much lost everything. Wife and children, house. I mean, he was one of the wealthiest men in all the East in the Bible. And the correlation is because of everything that's happened to my wife and I. That's pretty much how I feel. I gotta be honest. My wife we are like best friends. We are like best friends. We're so used to just getting up and going, making on the spot travels or going here and going there. I mean, we're best friends, and we have so much fun together. So just not being able to do those little things like that, things like, you know, just hugging her, going for walks, going to amusement parks, things like, and just like everyday marriage things. It's been tough. It's been tough, and then obviously not being able to play the game that I so much love, the game of basketball. So I feel like everything was taken away from me. I feel like I lost everything, and just like the story of Job. So that was just pretty amazing to me when I look back, and I was like, wow. And again, that just let me know that this is something that God called us to, an assignment, and I accept it. I accept it from God, but I don't accept it as the rest of my life. It doesn't end here.
Because look what happened at the end for Job.
He was restored. He was restored. And that's what I believe. And that's what I believe. So fast forward, 2014. Remember Beatrice? Remember that night? That night at IHOP. And she was prophesying. Because she's a prophet. And she was going around the table. And when she got to me, she said, something's going to happen. You're going to get hurt. But at the end of the day, when it's all over, teams are going to want you. They're going to be calling for you, wanting to play for them and everything like that. So, but the hurting part, I didn't really remember. My wife actually told me that part, but I think the reason why it wasn't intended for me to remember that part is because I would have been living my life in fear. I would be honest. Because, like I said, I play basketball, and I was during the season as well. So, I mean, going up for a layup or going up for a jump shot, I would be in fear, thinking like, oh, am I going to land wrong? When am I going to get hurt? When is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? Where is it going to happen? You understand what I'm saying? So I think it wasn't meant for me to remember that part, but of course I remember the outcome, and I remember the ending of what she said. So just another example of God was like, I'm gonna allow something to happen to you guys.
I'm not gonna take you out.
Not gonna take me out. But I'm gonna allow, because everything goes through Him.
Of course.
He's all power, all knowing.
Of course.
Without His say, nothing happens. And nothing just happens with Him. There's always a lesson. There's always a journey, and He always has a plan. So, with that being said, fast forward even a couple of months, we were at NEP. Shout out to NEP, Powham, New Hampshire.
Yes.
Great church.
Bishop, we love you. We love you, Bishop.
And I'm glad you recovered.
Yes.
I'm glad you recovered. You're a miracle all by yourself.
Definitely. Definitely.
So, fast forward a couple months, we're at a service, at NEP, just a regular church service on Sunday. So after church, one of the church workers walks up to me, and he says, I was praying the other night, and this is the guy that I never met. Of course, I saw him around the church, but it was just a high and by, nothing in depth or anything like that. But he came up to me, and he said, the other night I was praying, and God placed you on my heart, and He said that He has some special work for you. Some special work for you. And I said, okay. I accepted. Didn't really know what that work was going to be or anything like that, but Fast forward a few months, and the accident happens. So when I started to reflect on it, those small events just gives me more peace of mind, knowing that God is in this situation.
All up in it.
And He called us to this situation. No matter how you want to look at it, you can say, oh, well, you know, he wasn't wearing his seatbelt like he was supposed to. So you can look at it from that perspective, through the natural eye, as I like to call it, or you can look at it from a spiritual sense.
Gotcha.
I chose the spiritual side.
I love it.
Because if you're a believer, you just know.
Oh, yeah.
You just know.
You
Some
know
things
that
you
you
can't.
know that you know.
Exactly. The old saying, old time saying. Know that you know that you know. But just with my faith and my knowledge of God, that's where I got my peace from. That's where I knew, you know, okay, this was the special work.
Yeah.
Or this is the special work, and when it's all said and done, it's going to be something that this world has never seen.
That's it.
I believe it. Something so big. I mean, the bigger the obstacle, the bigger the blessing.
Oh, yeah. That's how it works.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
And we can't wait to see it.
Oh, thank you, man.
We can't wait to see it.
I appreciate it. It's going to be all for His glory.
Yes, sir.
All for His glory. And like I said, just once I reflected and looked at those events leading up to the grand finale, I guess you can call it, that just gave me peace, knowing that it didn't just happen for no reason. It happened for a reason, and it's a part of our story. It's a part of our plan, and when God gets ready, it's going to be something huge.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be something huge that the doctors who told me I would never walk again, they're not going to understand.
You're going to run, watch.
They're not going to understand. They're not going to understand.
You're going to run. I've had too many dreams over the years that I've seen you walk. I've seen you run. And I was actually thinking about you the other day, and I'm like, God, you're going to do it for him. You showed it to me. You showed it to me.
I believe
and you're not a man that is slack concerning this promise. So he's going to do it for you.
I believe it.
It's
every single day.
We'll be right back.
The Finkley Experience is an education and consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. We assist parents and their students with the college process. We train school administrators, and we also partner with colleges and universities to assist with their first-generation population. To learn more about our consulting firm and to purchase our book and workbook, please visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com.
Welcome back. And so I'm just having fun with my brother today. I really am.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your willingness.
Of course.
We appreciate it.
I ought to be part of the Finkley Experience.
Oh, my gosh.
D. Michael Finkley.
I can't blush. So listen, what advice would you give to someone that is in a similar situation to you, to your family, or just going through as a whole? What advice would you give them?
Number one, put God in it. Get God in that situation, because as you seek Him, He'll start to give you clarity. He'll start to give you wisdom, and you'll get a peace upon your spirit that you never experienced before. And it'll start to give you some perspective on what you're going through and why you're going through it. And I just pray that that God will do it for you. Whoever I'm speaking to, whoever's watching this, whoever's listening, get God in the situation. You got to make Him a priority. You got to put Him first. And once you do that, He'll start to show you the way. And maybe you're not paralyzed or have any physical disruptions or whatever the case may be, but mentally, people can be paralyzed mentally.
It's real.
Feel like they're stuck.
No.
Feel like there's no way out. I pray that you seek God and put God in that situation, and He'll clear your mind, He'll give you peace, and He'll start to show you the way. And you'll start to encourage yourself, you'll start to encourage others, and watch the great wonders of God.
I love it. Words to live by. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Daris Cosby.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on.
Oh, of course.
Thanks.
I had to. I got to be a part of the Finkley experience.
This is my brother. And I'm going to tell this one story, and I'm just going to, I remember, excuse me, I remember we were both living in New Hampshire, and I didn't have enough money to buy bread. I couldn't even buy bread. And I called my brother, and I told him what was happening, told him what was going on. And went to your house, and there you go with 3, 4, 5 loaves of bread. And you wrote my name on it. You wrote my name on it. You said, "This is for you," because your name is on it. This is for you. I still have that sheet of paper where you wrote my name.
Wow.
Yeah, I still have it.
Wow.
Things like this. Someone so true and so genuine and so authentic, you're looking at him right now. Even in his trials and tribulations, even his present day, I'll call, I'll text. I may be having a bad day or going through something, but he is still right there with open arms.
My brother.
Willing to give a helping hand. And I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, of course, come on. It's a given.
Thank you.
Oh, anytime, man. You know how it is.
Of course.
Anytime.
And it's never going to change.
Never.
Never.
It's a lifetime friendship.
You got that right.
Brotherhood. A lot of us have seasoned friendships. This ain't one of them.
Yeah.
This is lifetime.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you.
Whew. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, and have a good one.